Well, our main purpose is really to keep alive all the old photos that are kicking around in shoeboxes, in people's under people's bed, in the attic, hidden in drawers. Whether that's your parents or your great grandparents, or whether it's the local historical society or local interest group, and that could be the football group or the golf club or even the antiquarians. The point is, there's loads of old, beautiful photos that are just going to fade away if we don't do something about the story behind them and to try and keep them alive. And there is ways that they can be kept alive, but there's no really dedicated way to that that's really focused on the past. And that's what Clix is about, keeping them old photos alive, allowing people to share them. It goes way beyond that, but that's the main principle of what we're about. Do you know, that's a great question, and if I go back to all my days of studying, and I go back to my days at college and university and whatnot, and we segment our market and we target and we drill right down to the characteristics. With Clixta, it's very hard because it could be yourself, Lewis, or it could be your grandparents. It could be it's definitely me, and it's also my wife. It's also my children. So you know, it's targeting, I guess, two levels. Families, being able to share and keep alive the history and the heritage, but it's not ancestry. We're not really trying to dig too deep in the ancestry. We're more bothered about the photo and the story behind the photo. That's on the individual side. Then on the personal side, so that's on the personal side, but then on the kind of commercial side, the historical side, you've got heritage groups and interest groups and loads of incredibly well-meaning individuals up and down the country, across the globe, who are trying to keep the heritage of maybe the local town alive or the local club alive, or even things like car clubs and how they've developed over the past. So it targets societies as well as individuals. Do you know, my background isn't in technology. It's in development and R&D. A friend of mine who is more in the technology sector. We were just having a chat at the side of a football pitch at our son's dad's on the side of the football pitch, effectively watching our lads play football. I remember telling my friend Dean, said, "Listen, Dean, I'm exiting from my current business and I'm looking to do something that's just different, that's a little bit more about a little bit more closer to the heart." And we got talking about old photos, and I wanted to do something that's flexible, that applies on a global basis, but allows me to not be tied to one place, but also to push, also to come up with a product that has global reach. And Dean had mentioned that he'd been looking at methods sharing old photos, and he'd come across one or two ideas and had one or two names and ideas. And we got chatting, and then we decided just to have a pint. We had a pint over it, and loved the idea of sharing old photos. There's lots of ways to share old photos in any case. So we kind of just fell into the background for a bit, and then we had a little pint and talked about it a bit more. And then eventually we thought, well, there is no really dedicated way of doing it. We could do it on Facebook, we could do it on Flickr, we could do it on Instagram, or lots of kind of photo sharing ways that you could share these old photos, but not necessarily by doing it quickly, necessarily without it getting buried in all of the digital detritus. I personally think, and I guess the users that we've got on at the moment, because we're very early days, and the users are telling us this as well, but personally we've got focus.
Yeah.
That's not a fancy kind of algorithm or anything to that extent. It literally is exactly that. It's focus. We're focused on the past.
Yeah.
And everything we do is trying to put the image in the story up there, but keeping it focused on the past and not trying to get last night's party. And that will work, because nobody's really interested in putting a picture of last night's party amongst the granddad in the 1920s, or we had pictures this week emerge of Mahatma Gandhi and and it doesn't sit right beside last night's kind of drunken party. So, the design and the way it goes, kind of, there's a bit of protection against that. And the features that we put in going forward and where we're at now will be kind of anchor it in the past. So that's one area of focus. That makes it different just from the focus. We put something that we call pop, which is a photo of a photo. And we're the first people in the world to put that. That's our kind of trademark, if you like, pop. And that's just simply clicking, using your iPhone or your iPad or your tablet or your phone to take a picture of the picture, and that can be done very, very quickly. And that's at the centre. So putting your old photos on quickly and easily is at the centre of Clixta. So we've got focus, making it easy to put your old photos on. We've then got the way we tag and store and search the images. The other important thing is, like and Instagram and other areas like Twitter, it's a followers process, but you can also quite easily refine that down. So in your profile you'll have so many followers, but you can create private groups and select who follows them groups as well. So you have old photos that some photos you're happy to put out there into the world. Other photos you just want your friends and family to see. Photos you don't want your family to see, you might just want your friends to see. Or vice versa. So you've got that flexibility.
So would you download Clixta?
Yeah, possibly.
I think I would, yeah.
Why do you think it would be useful for your everyday life?
Oh, it lets me communicate with my friends. I can post my pictures up there, which is pretty useful.
I just enjoy seeing pictures from the past because it's good to look back into old memories.
Now I'm going to give you the app.
Yeah.
And then see how easy it is for you to go around it. How easy do you think it would be for older people to navigate around it?
I think it should be very easy to navigate around it and like photos and see the parts of the application. Especially liking is possibly the easiest one, because I think many people would be familiar with the thumbs up as a like button.
I think the only thing I would recommend is to maybe give an option for larger text for older people with visual impairments.
Why do you think this app could potentially be other apps?
Just because it's aimed at a specific use.
Older people, but who else may be the target audience?
Well, it may be just for any enthusiasts who are history, or like looking at pictures from the past, like people that want to know more about the past things that happened before.